Okay, so we just finished cutting a bunch of firewood today, and we got it in the old lawnmower trailer. And, it's pretty loaded down. You know, and there's a bunch of piles up there of tree prunings, and it's pretty loaded down, as you can see.
This is all the stuff the guys cut down, and we just took all the branches and used it up, because there's still some good thick ones that we could use for firewood.
And this is a 3 foot by 5 foot by 1 foot tall trailer, so quite a bit of wood for
stuff that was going to be burned in brush.
Yeah, I was going to be burning brush piles and quite a bit of weight on a little lawnmower trailer, so there you go.
Okay, we started us a new row here. Just put a couple pieces of the, well, about 8, I guess, of the pallet wood that we have, just to keep it a little bit off the ground. It'll probably eventually sink, but just get something on the bottom there, and then we'll stack all that new stuff up, and probably have another load like this one, maybe one more, possibly 2, depending on how much of the big tree we get. So anyway, there it is. There's the other half we got yesterday. You can see the new stuff in there. It's not dry yet, and we'll probably go ahead. We stopped on this one so that we can kind of rotate. We're going to take all that on the bottom to the camping and stuff this fall, and use it up here, and I guess starting next month. So anyway, that's what we got. By the time we're done, hopefully this one will be almost full, and that'll be more than enough for us for the year. We're back. Had to stop yesterday and finish up, but just wanted to show you before we get started. This tree had blown over, and we went ahead and propped him up so we could cut him as and without him falling onto the ground, and just used some of the pieces that we got out of the brush to prop him up, and then we'll start chopping him again. Just let him drop there, then we'll split it up, and then we have the rest of these that were trimmed out of the trees by the company. Came by, they trimmed all of our trees and got them all cleaned out and everything, and so these are the bigger limbs that we kept, and we will chop those up using our little rack we made. There's a video on how to make one of those. Works really good for stuff like this. You just throw them in, chop off the ends, and cut them up into sections, and we'll show you how to do all that. Alright, so now that's all cut up. There at the last, we didn't even need it. There was still enough resistance on that stump. But that tree went all the way over to the downed grass right in here. That's where the brush top of it was. All of that was sitting over there in the tall grass, so the lever action would have pulled that off the rest of the way if we hadn't propped it up. But once it got onto that short section, it was holding itself up. Anyway, so next up is chop all these pieces up using our little rack here, and we'll show you that in a second. I'm gonna get set up for it. Alright, had to take a little water break for a second. Anyway, all set up, ready to go. We'll show you how this thing works, and it'll make a quick mess of that pile there. All cut up, ready to go. So, That's all it took. Not even 5 minutes, it says. All the wood cut, stacked up. You can see all the new stuff, like I said yesterday, in the right there in that one. We'll have to kind of rotate it a little bit. I just use that old stuff this fall. Coming up about a month, I guess, is the first camping trip, and you don't have to take your own wood there, but for the first night it's nice to have your own, so you don't have to go looking for it in the campgrounds, because there's never any. But at Chaparral there's always downed trees, and they let you collect it. Had a wildfire there, I don't know, 5-6 years ago or something like that. 7 years ago, and it killed a lot of the trees and stuff, and pretty much pick up whatever you want, they said. Clean it out. It's a wildlife management area, so they kind of doing them a favor, I guess. But anyway, that was just from the all the split right there is just from that one tree. That was the only thing that was blown over that we showed you, and then the rest was just limbs and things that they trimmed off of the front yard. Some live oaks and hickory, and a couple of, I think he said, blackjack oaks or something like that. So can pretty much use it all for smoking if I want to, but you know, we don't do it every weekend, so this is gonna last us a long time. Hopefully we'll fill those both up to the brim. We got a few more trees in the back there that are downed, and we'll get those trimmed up here as it gets a little bit cooler. Alrighty.